Hey guys, welcome back to Toyota Veasley. A lot of you have heard that the new Camry is out, the new 2025. A lot of great upgrades, a lot of new bodies with the new body style, interior, exterior. And I wanted to bring in my good friend, Mr. Corey Arnold, and I want to talk about some of the differences. It's easy to, kind of see the differences from a glance. The Camry hasn't been out, the new body style, for too long. So I think there's been a lot of people that haven't really gotten to see them, especially side by side.
Gotcha.
So in front of us we have what? The brand new
2025 Toyota Camry versus the 2024, both being in the SE model. Now the SE is the actual volume leader in either segment. So we sold most SEs in 2025. We sold in 2024, most of the models we sold were SEs as well. All right. So one of the things, Tucker, that we need to lead off with, you cannot get a Camry in it. I should make it sound like a negative. All right. So excuse me. All right. It is a wonderful decision by Toyota to make Camry exclusively hybrid. So you cannot get a gas engine Camry anymore. It all comes in hybrid. An absolute brilliant move that we've got. This vehicle will get 50 miles to the gallon in the LE model. In the trim level that we're looking at now, which is the SE model, you're talking 47 miles to the gallon all the time. So I'm talking highway, city combined, here Columbia, here downtown Easley, here Clemson, 47 miles to the gallon. The one that you've got sitting on that side over there is rated at about 32. So we go from 32 on a gas engine to 47 miles to the gallon that we've got there.
And remind me real quick, Corey, there's nothing different in terms of ownership that I have to do with the new 2025
you do not.
The outgoing
So
2024.
it's a misnomer that a hybrid vehicle needs more service. That is not true. Okay, number one, it is not a plug-in. All right, here are the ways
That's our
that
number one most
charges.
common question about
Exactly. Is
do
it
I
a
have to plug it
plug-in?
in?
No, you do not have to plug it in. All right, so here it is. Completely self-contained system. So anytime you hit brakes, that's called regenerative braking. Brakes is nothing more than friction. This vehicle grabs and stores that heat energy from friction. And also anytime you're coasting, that is kinetic energy. It has found a way to grab a portion of that energy, storing it in batteries in the back that we've got here. And here's the wonderful thing now. Toyota knocked it out of the park with that 2.5 liter double overhead cam engine, all right? We even export that engine to some other manufacturers. So it's probably one of the best engines that we build. Here was the brilliant thing. Toyota didn't go out and create a new engine for this drivetrain. It's the same one that we've had. So get this, the gasoline portion, that's the same engine that the outgoing 2024 has, but what we did was married that engine to a hybrid synergy drive system. So we basically enabled it or made it more efficient by adding electricity to the vehicle.
So really you have more efficiency, more fuel economy, and more power.
Exactly.
With the new 2024.
Exactly. As a matter of fact, now you think about this, the net horsepower was 225, or is 225 on this. The net horsepower on this car was 203. So if this is making 203, where am I getting the other, 21? 203, whatever. I'm not good at math. Sorry. So the other 20 combined net horsepower I'm getting from electricity. That's the converter inverter, and there are batteries underneath the bottom of the vehicle. So that's where I'm getting. I'm getting power from the electric, power also from the gasoline, and making it so efficient. Oh man, and they ride so good, so good.
And this is nothing that is new. I mean, Toyota has had this technology for 20-something years now.
Goodness,
the Camry alone that's been in the fleet for a hybrid Camry for probably, what, 15 years?
15 years, over 15 years.
Yeah.
Guys, the biggest thing is that I consider myself to have worked here a good long while. I came here in 1997. Toyota has been making hybrid vehicles since 1997. So it's been around a long time. It's not new technology to us. But to make you feel good, let's just say something is only as good as how long it's warranted. You ready for this? The batteries in this vehicle are covered for 10 years or 150,000 miles total battery replacement. That converter inverter covered for 8 years, 100,000 miles. Motor generator 1, motor generator 2, 8 years, 100,000 miles. Guys, I'm telling you not, don't worry about the hybrid system. Toyota has the system perfected. I wouldn't want this car unless it was in a hybrid. It seems inefficient to have a sedan nowadays and it not be a hybrid vehicle.
Now, obviously, under the hood, there were a lot of great upgrades. I love the visual upgrades and the cosmetic upgrades that you have on the new Camry. I mean, just looking between the two, of course, the previous body style, we've had that since 2018, and it was a big upgrade back in 2018, but really some of the more I guess, aggressive lines and things with the new 2025. I love what they did with the headlights and the grille right here. The first time we saw a grille kind of like this was with the Prius, which was the 2023 JD Power Vehicle of the Year. So I'm glad they took some of that design, brought it to the Camry, makes it look sophisticated, also more sporty. It just makes it look new age. In the back here, Jay, if we show kind of the rear tail lights, also some really cool upgrades, things to just make it look a little more sleek, a little more sophisticated. And again, it's all very subtle things. From 2017 to 2018, Corey, correct me if I'm wrong, it was a major facelift.
Right, major facelift in that. This one here is a little bit more slight. The reason being, we just hit it out of the park with that sculpting that we've got there. So still a beautiful car, but trimmed it out just a little bit. I mean, the Camry, we stretched it out just a little bit across the back. The bumper down at the bottom, tighten up. It's just a good looking car. You know what I just thought about? In 2018, the Camry, when we got this body style, it was the very first vehicle that we offered with Apple CarPlay. However, it was not wireless, and it got a little dated. So when you would jump into a Camry, you always had to plug in. Now, of course, this has the latest and the greatest, the Toyota Safety Sense 3.0, as well as the latest and the greatest in our infotainment system, which we call Intune. This is wireless Apple CarPlay now. So think about this. You jumped in that car, you had to plug in your phone to get Apple CarPlay or Android Auto, but in this one here, it's wireless. So kind of a neat option that we've got there.
Another question that we get from time to time, actually quite frequently, is, hey, Tucker, those hybrid batteries, does it take up space? Because if you remember back, Corey, 5-6 years ago,
right,
whenever we had a hybrid model, those batteries would take up space somewhere
right
in the vehicle. So I do want to prove that the Camry, you do not lose space in the back at all. So if you look at the new model, that's one reason why people love the Camry, is because they can fit so much stuff in the trunk. But let's go back and look at the previous body style. Really no change in the trunk space. You still have plenty. All right, so I feel like we've gone through the exterior as much as we possibly can. Let's go show them some of the new improvements on the interior. You did speak a little bit of the new software that we're going to get, the wireless CarPlay. Well, let's really just look at the upgrades in the cosmetics. I mean, first and foremost, just a beautiful design here. Corey, one thing I like about this is everything just kind of makes sense.
Right.
Where it's at, with the placement and everything. I have my wireless charger here, which is nice. If you ever had a wireless charger before, you might notice this is kind of slick, so your phone kind of slides on it. This is actually more grip than you're used to, so your phone's going to sit there, and as long as you have, somewhat, I guess, it doesn't have to be the slickest phone case in the world, but that's going to definitely help it stay there. Plenty of room for storage. Same room here for the center console. Things just make sense to this new Camry.
Yeah.
It's still pretty simple. I know a lot of new vehicles these days, it looks like you're in an airplane cockpit. Simple, easy to use, and really just sophisticated. Very stylish addition and improvement to the interior of the Camry. Now, Corey, what's your favorite improvement on the new Camry?
All right, so number one, I got to tell you, I was getting a little perturbed with Toyota about making blind spot monitoring still an option in 2024. The fact that we came out, made blind spot monitoring standard across the board in all Camrys, also the wireless Apple CarPlay, the wireless Android Auto, and all of the upgrades to the actual safety system that we've got now. So we've got just all those features. I would jump out of a little Toyota Corolla, which I drive as a demo, and then I would get into a 2024 Camry, and my little Corolla had more upgrades. Well, not anymore. So really the technology upgrades, that's what I really, really like the most.
Well, guys, you need to stop by and see it yourself. This 25 SE is available. You can test drive it today. We'd love to go out with you and show you the new power and the new performance of the new 25 and go over some of the other upgrades as well. You will not regret it at all. Come by and see us.
Thanks, guys.